City, where the Chiefs are 8-2. Patrick Mahomes leads the league in passing yards and touchdown passes, and thus has emerged as the favorite to win his second MVP award. Perhaps the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL, Dallas's Micah Parsons, took to Twitter to investigate. He asks our own quarterback, Dan Orlovsky, why is the MVP award quarterback-based? And Dano responded by selling out his people because it's a flawed award that we give away. We've become very QB obsessed because of all the talent and young talent at the position. To the defense, they touch the ball every play, so impact is naturally attached to you'll win one in your career at least. I don't know, that syntactically, we'll leave that alone, but it's a tweet, so you can't get too hard on Dan for that. Look, Mahomes, clear favorite for MVP. I mean, obviously, he's clear favorite for MVP.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, it might not even be close. But there's almost half a season left. So, Ninko, who do you think has the best chance to give Mahomes a run for this award right now?
Well, what about his ex-teammate in Tyreek Hill and the things that he's doing down in Miami? The guy is special, and for an MVP, you have to literally change a game, and that's what Tyreek Hill is able to do. He's got 1,100 yards on the season. If Tua continues to pump him the ball and Mike McDaniels continues to design plays where Tyreek can be Tyreek, and he can take advantage of defenses, and he can give people the peace sign while he's scoring touchdowns, he could be the MVP now.
Bart, obviously the graphic has taken a lot of the mystery out of this. You agree?
Yeah, that's why we vibe so much, Nico. You know what I'm saying? Linebackers think alike. And you talk about, Tyreek Hill's impact in the winning. And listen, Miami is a live dog to win that division. And if they win that division, you have to give a lot of credit to the impact and the culture in which, Tyreek Hill is responsible for changing. And if he gets close to Calvin Johnson's 2,000 yards receiving, that's rarefied air. If he gets 2,000 yards, and I know it's an extra game, now than when Calvin Johnson played, but 2,000 yards is 2,000 yards. And you have to be able to consider giving that award to him. The last quarterback to win it was Adrian Peterson. If he gets 2,000 yards receiving, when it's dependent on the quarterback getting you the ball, you got to give it to the cheetah.
Yeah, no receiver has won it. D-Wood, you got a different Dolphin in mind.
Yeah, I got Tua. I point to Tua because I look at what Tua went through last year as far as the benchings and all, the questions that were surrounding him coming into this season. I think, listen, it takes nothing away from Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has been masterful this year, but I just think the way Tua has played this year, the confidence in which he has played, hell, the numbers he's putting up, he's put up some of the best numbers of any quarterback in the National Football League. And so for me, I would go with Tua, especially if he continues to play this way down the stretch.
All right, I'm going to go with a non-Dolphin. I was on the sideline in Indianapolis on Sunday and watched Jalen Hurts just put the Eagles on his back on the final drive when they needed a touchdown, to the point where he scored the touchdown himself running it. I mean, they are 9-1. They have the best record in the league. He is their starting quarterback. He has been sensational this year in all aspects of the game, and I think he's a strong candidate. Again, look, it's Mahomes' award to win right now, but to me, I think to overlook what Hurts has done in Philadelphia would be a mistake. I think he's as good a candidate as any. What do you think?
One of the easiest schedules. Let's not underestimate how easy it's homecoming damn near every week in that conference when you consider the level of degree of difficulty of the opponents that they facing, man. Come on, they ain't paying nobody.
A lot of goalpost moving going on this show this morning. Ninko, what do you think about my Jalen Hurts pick?
Look, you gotta give respect to Jalen Hurts and what he's been able to do. I said this week with him putting the team on his back, 4th and 2, red zones, calling his number with the draw. Of course, the only problem is we are stat oriented. Like, we all look at stats and numbers, and I don't know if he'll have the numbers at the end of the year.
It was 17 points.
It was enough points. We're going to get Jimmy Garoppolo wins games in the playoffs.
It was the Saturdays on Sunday.
Points.
Come on, man.
D-Wood, I know you got Tua, so I guess
teamwork makes the dream
or
work.
else Hembo gets the win there. But you're right, team game here. Anyway, speaking of team games, let's play some fact or fiction. Damien Woody, Zach Wilson has played his last game as a New York Jet. Is that fact or is it fiction?
Yeah, that's fiction. I mean, you're talking about the second overall pick in 2021. He's going to get another opportunity. Obviously we've talked ad nauseum about what happened after the last game against the New England Patriots. Just because of his draft status, he's going to get another opportunity.
Rob Ninkovich. Bill Belichick will find a way into the playoffs. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact. That is a fact. I
thought
think
you
the
might say that.
Patriots might put themselves in a situation to be in the playoffs just by default because other teams are losing and puts them in the 7th position. Maybe they sneak in. I think Bill Belichick's defense is going to lead this team.
Bart seems to agree wholeheartedly. Bart, Aaron Rodgers will not be a Packer next season. Fact or fiction?
Fact. I think Aaron has played his last days at Lambeau. I think he should do this team a great service and give them the Russell Wilson package, the foundation of which this thing is built on. Could you imagine? This is like a Herschel Walker type of move if they're able to do that. You talk about multiple first players as well. Aaron Rodgers, help a brother out.
We will see what happens with Rodgers, but yesterday what happened with Rodgers is he talked to the media there in Green Bay and revealed that he's been dealing with a broken thumb on his throwing hand since October 9th when they lost to the Giants in London. So obviously the next question was, why are you just bringing this up now? And here's what Aaron had to say.
It didn't make a difference.
It doesn't?
It doesn't make a difference with me playing, you know. It doesn't make a difference. You saw the tape on my thumb, didn't make a difference. It's about the same every week. It didn't really get any better. It didn't get significantly worse. You know, just dealing with the occasional kind of dull pain and working through it.
This elicited a heavy sigh from the gentleman to my left. Bart, does this change the way you feel about this Packers season?
Not at all. I mean, because this team just wasn't good enough from a talent perspective. They let go of Devontae Adams and thought that they can trust Sammy Watkins, who spent more time on the injury list than an episode of MASH, man. So I'm not worried about that. I think that you have to decide to evaluate Jordan Love. And this Packers organization is at a crossroad. So I don't think that they've managed the exit of Aaron Rodgers. It's always hard to move on from a great player. And I don't think they've navigated it the right way. We watched the Pittsburgh Steelers kind of fumble it as well. It's better to get rid of him a year too early than a year too late.
Yeah, so this is interesting because we've been talking on the show about, like, should they sit Rodgers down and get a look at Jordan Love in case Rodgers isn't coming back next year so they know what they have. D. Wood, now I'm thinking, I've been wondering, like, how do you have that conversation with Aaron Rodgers? If he's hurt, maybe that's the answer. What do you think?
Well, this is the perfect segue, right? You know, he's the one that revealed he had the broken thumb, and the fact that the Green Bay Packers basically on the precipice of missing the playoffs, this gives them the perfect opportunity to see what Jordan Love can do. I mean, this man was a first-round pick of the Green Bay Packers. He hasn't even sniffed the field. At some point, you got to evaluate to see if this guy's going to be the future of your franchise. We're already coming up on the fifth-year option with Jordan Love. So, again, the Green Bay Packers are in a situation where they're probably not going to make the playoffs. So, throw the young man out there, see what try to get a true evaluation on him.
Ninko, there's about 60 million reasons why Aaron Rodgers might want to come back next year and play for the Green Bay Packers. What do you think happens with him the rest of the year and more importantly, next year in Green Bay?
Well, I think he comes back to Green Bay. He's got the power. He's in the driver's seat. Usually the player doesn't have that privilege of being in the driver's seat. They're always subject to the team or the organization, the direction that they want to go. But when you have that guaranteed dollar amount, fully guaranteed with that amount of money, you can pretty much say, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I want to do, and the team's going to have to do it. So I don't see him retiring. I could probably see 60 million reasons why he wouldn't want to retire because that's right in front of him. I don't see them trading him or moving him. He's going to be back, and we'll see if they could do something. But, I mean, really, I see more of Rodgers having control in the situation versus him not.
And I think that was a lot of the point of what he did last year in terms of the contract. So you think they should trade him?
Yeah.
Ninko, you think he'll be back? D. Wood, what do you think happens with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers next year?
Yeah, I tend to lean towards what Ninko talked about, that he'll be back. I mean, because the way the contract is set up, Aaron Rodgers has the leverage in this situation. So I tend to lean that way.
No trade clause. If he doesn't have no trade clause, then he can't control his power. Now, will the Packers be willing to eat some of that money to get rid of him? So I think you have to, because you have to move on. This team isn't going anywhere this year. I don't think they go anywhere next year. So I think you have to make that transition. It's always tough
One thing is sure, this is a situation we will talk about some more as the coming weeks and months unfold. Meanwhile, I want to go to Kansas City, where the Chiefs are 8-2. Patrick Mahomes leads the league in passing yards and touchdowns.